Gary's Girls. Interior Meredith's apartment. Early evening. Meredith, 28, the consummate underdog, emotions forever written on her face, walks into her cluttered one-bedroom apartment. Looking impatient and overwhelmed, dressed casually in clothes just slightly wrinkled, she flips through a small handful of mail as she talks to her dad, Gary, on the phone.
Dad, this is the last thing I want to do on a Friday night.
Honey, it's gonna be great. Plus, remember we share the same Netflix account. Why do you keep watching so much Forensic Files?
I'm planning a murder, and I'm getting tips.
She pauses on what looks like another wedding invitation. She sighs, tossing it to the side.
Mary, you've got to stop shutting everyone out. It's been over a year. It's time to move on.
I will decide how long I'm wearing the end of Mad Men.
You know that's not what I meant.
Meredith rolls her eyes, feeling cornered.
Look, you and Dan were...
The last subject she wants to talk about.
I got it, thanks.
Stephanie's a great girl. It's a dinner, not a commitment to a weekly tea time.
What did I tell you about your golf references? Okay, fine, but you owe me big for this, like, sheet cake big.
You two will have fun. Just be yourself, but not too much.
No longer listening, a smile creeps over her face as she thinks cake options.
I want funfetti, and not the cheap icing.
Steph is very excited to see you.
Bye, Vicky!
Who's Vic?
Meredith hangs up as she flings herself onto her bed. Cut to exterior restaurant, night. Meredith pulls over in front of the restaurant. A young valet in a black vest and white button-down approaches. Cut to interior restaurant, night. Seated nervously at a small table is Stephanie, 29, the girl you were jealous of in high school, but slightly humbled and much sweeter. She's dressed very sexy, but dinner appropriate. Exterior restaurant, night. Meredith looks to toss the keys to the valet, then thinks better of it. She's already mid-toss though, so the keys awkwardly fall in between them. She quickly picks the keys up and very intently hands them over. Interior restaurant, night. A host, a beautiful, condescending man, standing behind a podium, greets Meredith with a half-hearted smile.
I'm sorry, bathrooms are only available to our dining guests.
Oh, whoops, I'm actually meeting someone here.
Oh, sorry, I was confused by your appearance. You look like you've been traveling all day.
Meredith glances at herself, then notices the fine dining atmosphere of the restaurant.
Well, yes, I have been traveling. From Paris.
Beat. The host doesn't seem convinced.
My luggage is being sent to the hotel where I'm staying by my personal assistant, Miguel.
The host looks down at his reservation sheet.
Also...
What's the reservation under?
Stephanie Curtis.
The host lights up.
Oh, we love Stephanie. She and Gary are our favorites here. You must be Meredith, right this way.
The host leads Meredith through the restaurant filled with well-dressed patrons, nicely lit ambiance, and soft music. The closer Meredith gets to the table, the more she regrets her decision to come here. Stephanie spots Meredith and jumps up, looking perfect. Meredith hates it, putting on a brave, relaxed face. The host drops Meredith off, smiling at Stephanie.
Enjoy, ladies.
Thank you, Oregon.
Yes, thank you so much, Oregon.
The two girls stare at each other, hesitant to make the first move. Meredith stretches an arm out. Stephanie goes in for a hug. It's weird.
I'm so glad you could make it. I hope this restaurant is okay. Gary said you'll eat anything, and the food here is so good.
The girls sit down.
I don't eat eel or pistachios.
I was so nervous today, it took me forever to decide what to wear. I wanted to look the part, you know, like a cool mom.
You are not my mom. Mom is alive and lives in Orlando with her pet rabbits.
Oh, I know. I just love the idea of having a kid, but without the hassle of having it and stuff. Kind of like adopting an old dog from a shelter.
Meredith receives the insult, unsure if it was intentional.
Fingers crossed, all your dreams come true.
Stephanie smiles wide.
Anyway, I thought it would be nice for us to get to know each other again, since Gary and I are pretty serious. I know we've both changed a lot since high school.
Stephanie says this with some discomfort. Her past behavior tends to make her cringe. Meredith shifts uncomfortably in her chair. A waiter drops menus.
Hi, excuse me, I need a drink.
They have a fantastic Pinot Grigio.
I'll take a shot of bourbon, and also bourbon on the rocks.
The waiter nods and looks to Stephanie.
Wow. I guess I'll have the same.
Meredith is not impressed. The waiter leaves. The girls sit in awkward silence.
Look, I'm so sorry about your birthday. That's not how Gary and I meant for you to find out.
Cut to interior, flashback, Gary's house, day. Meredith enters the foyer, expecting to see her dad. Instead, she finds an empty room. R&B music plays on the sound system.
Dad, the sushi reservation is in 20. I bought my own birthday cake. The Japanese don't do desserts very well, and I don't want to risk blowing my candles out on some sort of mochi ball.
She wanders through the house for any sight of Gary. There's a purse on the counter in the kitchen, but it goes unnoticed.
Since when do you listen to 90s R&B? Did you finally figure out how to use Spotify? Because I told you.
Meredith heads for a closed door. She knocks as she enters. Cut 2. Interior flashback, Gary's bedroom, day. Meredith opens the door, still in thought.
Dad, what are you doing?
Revealed as Gary, 50s, handsome in a dad way, sitting on a bed with his pants around his ankles. His eyes are focused on a blonde kneeling in front of him. It's Stephanie. Startled, they both look up. Meredith tries to leave, but hits the side of the door with the side of her face. She squints an eye in pain, unable to attend to it because she'll drop her precious cake. This is the worst.
Meredith! Happy birthday! There's someone I want you to meet.
Flustered, he looks down and begins adjusting his pants. Slowly, Stephanie stands up.
Hi, Meredith. Happy birthday!
Meredith's jaw and cake drop to the floor. Cut 2. Interior present, restaurant night. Meredith sits aggravated.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just so embarrassed. Some days Gary just can't get enough.
Well, most days I can't get enough birthday cake, but you didn't see me licking it up off the floor.
Didn't you pull a fork out of your purse?
Yes, I did, but I didn't use it, which makes my point.
Stephanie looks uncomfortable, unsure what else she can say. Meredith takes a breath. This doesn't have to be this hard. The waiter, timed perfectly, arrives with the drinks.
Look, thank you.
She takes the shot immediately and washes it down with a sip of the other drink.
Let's just get through this dinner in one piece and we won't have to keep hearing about it from Gary.
He just wants his girls to get along. He's a way better father than mine was.
Daddy issues are to be expected, I guess.
Look, I know this seems weird for you. Gary said you would be tough and I'm prepared to take it. I love your dad. And it may not make sense to you, but he's exactly what I need.
Stephanie slams the shot of bourbon. She's a party girl, but it's been a while.
Yes, every beautiful blonde needs an old divorced man with too many fishing poles and a Fox News addiction.
Well, my last two boyfriends both died in hang gliding accidents, so the quiet life is pretty nice.
Jesus, you had 2 boyfriends die in hang gliding accidents?
Yeah, crazy, right? I was just in this phase where I really liked guys who were hang gliders.
That's an interesting fetish.
There's a pause. Meredith would like to remain jilted, but empathy is affecting her resilience.
Sorry about your 2 boyfriends that died. It's intense.
Thanks. Yeah, it was. But you know, what doesn't kill you might kill your boyfriends.
Meredith cracks a smile.
Look, just to get this out of the way, I'm sorry if I was mean to you in high school. I wasn't nice to most people.
Cut 2. Interior flashback. High school lockers, day. Stephanie stands with some friends giggling. They look just like popular group of girls at every high school. Meredith walks by in dark colors, playing the part of the outcast quite well.
Excuse me, you're in front of my locker.
She's ignored. She just tries to squeeze behind them to reach her lock. Stephanie starts to feel pushed. She jerks back quickly and with anger, crushing Meredith against her locker.
Get off me before I end you!
She screams and starts throwing backpacks and anything else she sees. As she storms off, Meredith is left picking up papers and pencils and what looks like pieces to a costume. A young man with a tuba and fake blue ears approaches.
You want to watch me play on the computer during lunch?
Just for a second, Meredith shows the frustration and defeat on her face. Cut 2. Interior, present, restaurant, night. There's a pause. Stephanie finds the memories of her former self a little tough to take. So does Meredith.
If it makes you feel any better, most of the people I ran with weren't really my friends in the first place. They were either scared of me or just wanted to use my parents' pool.
Meredith grins.
What? Is that funny?
Prom queen sob stories are usually funny.
Well, anyway, I'm sorry. And I was the homecoming queen. Lindsay Small was prom queen because she was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I never think about high school.
And why would you? You went to an amazing college. You've got this cool job. I never even finished my degree.
Meredith is continuing to soften. She's annoyed by it, but relaxing nonetheless.
Well, just so you know, my job's not that cool. I'm still making coffee runs and I've been there 3 years.
Anne Hathaway had to work hard in The Devil Wears Prada. but she got her dream job in the end.
Yeah, if only my boss were Meryl Streep in a bluish gray wig.
A pause. Both girls felt a connection and are unsure where to go next. They reach for their drinks, noticing they're empty. The waiter approaches.
I'll have another round, please.
She looks at Meredith. She hesitates.
Me too.
The waiter nods and leaves.
So, I heard you were still dating that guy from high school, Tuba Dan.
His name was just Dan. He did play the tuba, but preferred to be called Dan.
Oh.
And no, we're not together.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Whatever, it was a while ago.
Meredith shrugs off the conversation. Stephanie is not totally convinced. The waiter drops the drinks.
Well, if there's no guy in the picture, let me set you up with someone. Gary has a few friends.
I don't want to date my dad's friends. Why would you even say that?
Well, they're cuter than Tuba Dan.
Just
so.
Dan.
Right, just Dan. Of course, there's one guy I'm thinking of, Rick. He's really easygoing and fun.
Rick Tolman? He's 64. But he wears transition lenses and eats cottage cheese as a meal.
He's sweet.
He looks like an overweight wizard from Venice Beach.
Gary and I just think there's more to someone than age.
Pass.
Okay. Rick was a stupid suggestion, but just from what I hear, you're not really putting yourself out there. When's the last time you even went out with your friends?
I went to yoga with some gal pals last Wednesday.
Cut 2. Interior flashback, Meredith's bedroom, day. Meredith sits alone in her room, music playing. She's standing in front of a mirror. She's dressed like she has no intention of leaving the house. She works on some dance moves, getting a little wild. After attempting a spin move off the bed, she falls to the floor. Shouting obscenities, she tries to get up, but is stopped by the pain. Then a cat, her cat Waffle, crawls onto her chest and face. Cut 2. Interior present, restaurant.
So you need a night out. And if I have to watch another episode of NCIS, I'm gonna run into traffic. So I say we go out dancing.
I don't dance in public.
Come on! I think we just established that you don't have any other plans.
The host approaches, only acknowledging Stephanie.
It's a strong no.
Stephanie reaches across the table, grabbing Meredith's hand.
Please? Last night, I went to a barbecue where the women were discussing bird houses for almost an hour. And one of them shot a squirrel with a BB gun when it tried to steal the seed.
Hi, sorry to interrupt. How is everything?
Great, thank you.
You look fabulous. Can I get you a glass of Pinot? For you and your little friend?
My rather tall friend and I are actually set. Thanks, though.
Okay.
The host slowly walks away.
He's a dick. Besides, he hits on Gary's dick every time we come here.
That chiseled flamingo isn't a Gary?
Stephanie nods, proud of her gossip.
I'm missing something here.
Meredith chuckles, contemplating.
Fine, I guess. Let's go out. But no clubbing.
Stephanie grins. The girls down the rest of their drinks and stand to leave.
Do you have another shirt?
No.
Stephanie drops cash on the table. Cut 2. Exterior restaurant, sidewalk. The girls walk. Stephanie with an elegant strut, Meredith attempting the same. Undecided, hip-hop song plays. The girls walk, turns to slow motion. The fun begins. Cut 2. Exterior bar, entrance. Stephanie hugs the bouncer. They walk inside. Cut 2. Interior bar. A bartender sets drinks in front of the girls. They cheers and take a sip. Cut 2. Interior bar, dance floor. New drinks in hand, the girls dance. Stephanie, with a cute guy, Meredith, dances beside them. Cut 2. Interior club, bar. Meredith eats a bag of chips while Stephanie chats with the bartender. Cut 2. Interior club, dance floor. Meredith is in the center of a dance circle, doing her best breakdance attempts. They are not good. Cut 2. Exterior neighbor's pool. The music fades. The girls sneak through a fence, whispering and giggling as they approach a pool. Meredith takes a swig from a bottle of wine. She hands it to Stephanie.
Do you guess our Uber driver thinks he was just the drop-off for a home invasion?
The girls take their shoes off and sit on the edge of the pool, the open bottle of wine between them.
Probably. Carl's never home, though. He's some old musician, creepy but harmless, and he's always traveling.
Do you do this often?
No. First time using the neighbor's pool. I've thought about it, though. Gary has no interest. Stephanie, I'm trying to get Carl to buy my lawnmower. I can't risk getting caught.
Meredith laughs.
Meredith, those paper plates can be reused. Don't throw them out.
Stephanie laughs. She takes a swig of the wine.
Man, I really wanted to hate you.
I gathered.
I was also hoping you would look like a bloated park ranger or a husky cashier.
I get it, okay?
Yeah, or a frumpy movie curator. Sorry.
Do you remember, I think we were in 8th grade at lunch, and you snuck all those M&Ms in Aaron Bishop's pizza?
Yes. She kept taking bites of it long after she knew there was something off about it.
Meredith mimes taking a bite of pizza.
There's something sweet here.
Stephanie does the same.
This is interesting. There's a hint of sweetness.
The girls are laughing.
Oh, shit, that was funny. Why do you remember that?
I thought it was really funny. Plus, it was pretty cool of you to prank the principal's daughter.
Wow, I didn't think you even knew I existed.
Oh, I knew who you were. But that was mostly because you wore that Titanic shirt every day.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has a crush on Leo, but Jesus.
Oddly enough, I was just really into Kate Winslet. In a friendship way.
Stephanie looks at Meredith like she's making sure she meant to say that.
I was a very passionate teenager.
Both women seem content. This relationship might not be so bad. A shadow appears.
Is that Stephanie?
The girls are completely startled.
Jesus,
Carl?
Carl stands nearby. He looks like the creepy old musician you were picturing.
You girls enjoying my pool, I see. Let me go get my suit.
Meredith shakes her head no.
We were just leaving.
The girls quickly gather their things and speed walk away. Meredith starts back through the bushes. Stephanie quickly steers her towards the street. Carl hollers after them.
You're lost, girls. Hey! Tell Gary to come out, get his lawnmower. I'm not going buying the damn thing. It's a piece of shit.
The girls laugh as they walk away. Dissolve to exterior sunrise. We see the sun coming up. It's the next day. Interior Gary's house. The girls lie in ruins in the family room. Stephanie half on, half off a couch. Meredith lies under a coffee table. It looks like a tornado hit. Clothes, food, trash is everywhere. 2 Tiva-covered feet enter frame. We hear Gary's voice as the girls begin to stir awake.
Girls?
Both girls open their eyes, coming to. They look around at the chaos as hangovers sink in. Observing from a few feet away is Gary, in a collared cotton shirt and cargo shorts that are too long.
You girls have a good time last night?
Stephanie and Meredith look at Gary, then each other, then the mess they've made.
Yeah, it was fun.
Meredith notices she's lying on top of an open pizza box. A side of ranch coats her shirt.
I'm upset.
Good Lord, Meredith, you look terrifying.
Thanks, Dad.
Can you make us breakfast, please?
Sure, honey. What would you girls like?
Gary heads to the kitchen. Meredith looks up, unsure if she should stay. Stephanie widens her eyes, encouraging her.
Whatever, hun. Pancakes, eggs.
Meredith slowly stands, sighs, and walks to the table.
Bacon would be great.
Blackout. The end. Rolling credits. The 3 of them sit at a table with a breakfast display before them. They eat in silence. We see the soft aftermath of how these people will survive this new dynamic. It's mundane, but there's exhaustion and tension at the same time. It's still interesting to watch, and hopefully funny.